Hey guys, this is Paul from Day to Day Fixes. Today we'll be installing this Closetmaid kit in this closet, all for under $160. Alright, let's get right into it and start the assembly process. These cam locks will be installed at each corner, so just make sure you notice this hole on the cam lock is faced out. Make sure you don't install it inside. So we're going to be doing this for all these shelves. Now we'll use these. There's 4 of these panels, and we're going to put them 2 on the top and 2 towards the bottom according to the instructions. I'm using a drill here to speed things up, but if you're not comfortable, use a screwdriver as per the instructions. Now, I did notice I made a mistake. The finished edges have to be facing each other, and in this case, I didn't have it that way. So I'm going to turn one and make them face each other and fix the screws appropriately. So which shelves? We need the large shelves. You can see this is smaller, so we need the large. We lift up the 2 side panels with the unfinished edges up, and then we place the 2 big shelves where the cam posts were screwed onto. So now we gotta do this again for the second shelf that will go on top of this. Now, one thing to consider, the bottom portion, the bottom shelf would be this, and now for the second shelf, the bottom portion is this part of the shelves. So we decided that we will go a little higher than what we previously had before, do about 12 inches. So keep that in mind when you start assembling these. Here is the top portion of the shelves that we will install. Now we will install this cardboard edges. We will break them apart at the perforations, and you will hammer in 5 nails. It's best to just place this on the floor. If you have something to put underneath, a piece of cardboard, probably best to protect the floor. Now we will install the dowel and the feet only on the bottom cabinet. We won't need this on the top one. I used a rubber mallet not to damage the wood. Now I'm installing the feet, and we will use this to level out the cabinet because the floor was definitely not level. The dowels go on top so that way it can connect to the next cabinet. What I didn't show here was that I did use a level to make sure the cabinet is level. Now we're securing the base onto the wall. We're using a 1/4 inch drill bit. Anything that is attaching to the wall, we will be using a 1/4 inch drill bit and then inserting the wall anchors. Next, I'll be using a 1/16 drill bit to drill on the wood. No need to drill all the way through, just a little bit to insert the small screw. Doing the same thing on the other side. Then just taking my level to confirm everything is good to go. Next up is placing the cabinet on top of this one, onto the dowels. I rested first the base on top of the first cabinet, and then I just lifted it all up and aligned it on the dowels. Now we have to do the same thing we did at the bottom and secure the top one to the wall. Here's the finished product for this portion of the closet. We'll be placing this 3/4 of an inch down from the top and 2 inches over to the center, and we will mark our holes. Again, we'll be using the 1/16 drill bit. Just make sure no need to drill all the way through on the wood. Now I'm just double checking, make sure that is level, and we're good to go for this one. Now we're doing the same exact thing on the wall side, but again, we will be using a 1/4 inch drill here because we are attaching to the wall, and then we are placing the wall anchors. Again, I'm just making sure everything is level before I make the holes. You technically should be using the rubber mallet here so not to damage the walls. I use the hammer. It just depends how comfortable you are. Now here I am just double checking that we have the same distance in the beginning of the rod, middle, and end. Now we're doing the same thing at the bottom portion of this closet. Again, making sure everything is level and placing the rods. When it's placed correctly, it does click and the rod does not move. Now you guys must have noticed that I did remove the baseboards here. I will be placing new baseboard in this closet. Reason being that if we didn't remove the baseboards, we would have a big gap on the left side and in the back. And I wanted to prevent that and make it look nice and neat. We also bought 2 laminate tops for the top and bottom portion of this closet. We'll use this bracket for the installation of the laminate top. Again, we'll be using 1/16 inch drill bit to make 2 pilot holes and then screw in the appropriate screws. I did use a table saw to cut this to length. Before I cut it, I did put painter's tape on it so that way the edges would be cut nicely. Here we'll be placing brackets attaching to the wall, again with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Anything to the wall, we're using 1/4 inch drill bit. Now I'm not sure why this laminate came short. This was made for this type of closet, but this is the way it fit. Now I did mess up a little bit. It wasn't as level as I wanted to be, so I just added a little piece of paper that I folded in 2 or 3 folds and it worked out properly. Now see here, you can notice that the length here is about a little over 14.5 inches. Now if I'm measuring this laminate wood, it is 14, or just under 14. You could see there's a difference there. Maybe they did it because maybe not all walls are straight and maybe there'll be issues for other people installing this. I'm not sure. But in the end, it came out nice. Now, to make it look even better, what we're going to do is on the left side of this closet, there is a slight gap. We are going to use this DAP trim and molding sealant. We're cutting the top off at a 45-degree angle, and I didn't show it, but I used the caulking gun built-in seal punch. When using caulking, make sure you have a wet rag near you. This is in case you mess up and you put more caulking where you're not supposed to, or when you use your finger to clean up the caulking, you could just put the excess caulking in that rag. Here I did put too much caulking on the wall, so I'm using a rag just to clean it off. Here you can see how it blends in with the wall. You can't see any hole. It looks nice and neat. And now here is the finished product. You guys can do this and spend minimal amount of money on this closet. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks.